Hello.
Hi, Bob.
Hello.
Hmm. It is Thursday, June 16th. How do we get this far? Uh, and Adult Enrichment. I'd like to start with a Devar Torah. This is, after all, education. And so, if you're keeping track on your Torah portions, um, the second day, if you observe 2 days of Shavuot, the second day was on Shabbat. We don't. So we have gotten off track from American Judaism's Torah portion, although we are on track with Israel. And it's a double portion next week, so we'll be back on track next week. So this week's portion is Chukat, which means laws or means laws. And it explores the delicate balance between rational leadership and faith by contrasting the mysterious red heifer, para adoma, purification laws with Moses's own human failings. It highlights the profound vulnerability of transition, recounting the deaths of Miriam and Aaron, and for Jewish leaders, as ourselves, this portion serves as a reminder to cultivate resilience and grace in the face of inevitable generational shifts, community complaining, and their own limitations. So that's our tour portion this week. And as always, we'll be online Saturday morning, 9:15 tour study and 10:15 minion. And you're really missing something if you don't come and hear Bob Zitter read Torah every week. Except for the couple weeks when he takes off. And I'm like, what?
Mhm.
Anyway, but you're gonna be here this week, right, Bob?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, good. So, I just hear a chant. I'll put not the debar, the agenda in the chat. So, any comments on our adult enrichment from this year? I thought we had some great programs. We went to, it's hard. We tried to do a couple different things, Martin Luther King with the school and MLK weekend and MLK Junior weekend. And I thought that it was a good, it was a good, I thought it was a good year. And again, special thanks to Jim Schuster. I thought our second generation panel on Yom HaShoah was, as always, very moving. And I think the adults as well as the students learned a lot from that morning. Jim, do you think that's how we're going to have to move forward going on?
Um, well, I don't know about panel necessarily, but I think it's getting harder and harder to get
Yeah.
first generation. I know of several. Most of them I don't think I'd be in a rush to invite anymore. I think
It's,
we're
yeah,
going to do better. I know plenty of second gen that are
yeah, yeah.
good, good speakers at the minute.
Um, I will, um, I will tell you that after Purim of next year, um, so Purim comes in the month of Adar, and next year is Adar Sheni, and that means there's a whole leap month. So everything after Purim, Pesach, Yom HaShoah is like a month later. So it's going to be Yom HaShoah is very late. So
It
and
might make it easier. I've got one in mind who goes away for the winter, so that it might be easier to get her and
you are
save who
correct,
I think
sir.
would be the absolute best for the following year when it might be early.
Right.
Mhm.
So yeah. So I will talk a little bit about what's happening this summer because that's at the forefront of my mind. Last Sunday, I thought Evan did a great job on Leopoldstadt, and on June 30th, a professor friend of his, Yonatan Ayal, is talking about, and he's from Harvard and University of Toronto, is talking about why do we celebrate 250 years for America, and that's only virtual, and it's 2 o'clock on June 30th. And that publicity is going out as we speak. And then Jay is next in line. He's July 12th, and he's going to talk about the name Macomb. Why are we called Macomb? And he promised me some music. And then after that, I'm actually just going to bring up my, let's see here. Where is it? Oh, goodness, here. Um, oh gosh, it's so low down here. We got to go up here. Nope. Here we go. Share. Here we go. This is the beginning. Oh, that is not what you. That's not right. That's my Hebrew. That's my Hebrew homework. You don't need to see that. I have to conjugate a lot of verbs. Oh, here it is. But it does have a lot of yellow in it. So that's why I got. Okay. So this is showing you. I'm just gonna. Oh gosh. No, I guess
Oh
I'll
my
just.
God, I see my maiden name in there.
For what?
Aya Schechter,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and it's spelled the same way as my name.
She's from California. She's Israeli.
Oh wow. Well, I don't think we're related.
No,
But-
probably not. But mm, um, so Rabbi in August is going to talk about before the gates open, learn and discuss, dive into and discover with Rabbi Ike Sarada about the High Holy Days. So I should tell you a little bit about the schedule, and you can see it here. We have nothing in September.
Okay, that would be good.
Well,
Stupidest thing.
because all the Chagim are on the weekends. Oh my God, on the weekends. And once the social hall has the chairs in it, we can't really have a program. And I'm not gonna compete with Rosh Hashanah nor Yom Kippur. Um, I do have October 4th open. Aya Schechter is going to be here. She is she was my mentee. She's from Israel. She lives in California and does a lot with Israelis talking to Americans. Um, then we have Sue Benjamin, of course, and Cantor Davis. Cantor Davis. That was a Freudian slip. Cantor O'Brien, and they're going to be doing Carole King. And then if you remember Bruce Feiler, he
Yes.
wrote Walking the Bible.
Mhm.
He's going to be talking to us virtually about his new book, which is about ritual. And then Jim Kenny, the Sunday after
Election.
the elections. And I
Okay.
said to him, "Listen, Jim, I think you're gonna have a lot of good things to talk about." He goes, "Listen, if I don't, I'm not coming." I said, "Don't say that on either level." So it's hard to believe that the midterms are here. Then I have somebody, Ronnie, and he does virtual and in-person tours of Charleston. He's giving us a virtual tour. Hadar Aviran is a classmate of Cantor O'Brien's and Behind Ancient Bars, talking about biblical imprisonment. Rabbi Steve Bob has a new book. He's a very, very entertaining speaker. When Judaism Began, explaining the books of Ezra and Nehemiah with Rabbi Steve Bob. And then in December, Rabbi Evan is going to talk about Mattering, The Secret Life of Deep Connection and Purpose by Jennifer Breheny Wallace. If you haven't, you probably haven't read it. It's a brand new book. Highly, highly recommend. It talks, and I think for us as a congregation, us as leaders, it talks about that people want to matter and how that affects their lives. I think it's going to be really good. I'm open in January. Love Letters. Larry and Susan Mason will be performing Love Letters, and this is it's an how do you say that word?
Epistle,
Yes.
Epistological.
no,
Yeah.
epistolary.
Epistolary. Lynn is
Mhm.
correct. And so I think that we have to decide what time of day. It has to be in the afternoon. And if we want to stream it, it would cost, I'm sure, a lot more money. So those are things we're looking into, but I think it's going to be exciting for us to see Susan and Larry do that. Sam Sussman is an author, and he wrote Boy of the North Country. Again, a new book this year. And oh, I have to show you what he looks like. He, I think, makes some claims that um, he's Bob Dylan's son, illegitimate son.
Oh.
But you have to see what he looks like. And you can see why he says that.
Got a picture.
Yep. Does that look like Bob Dylan? Maybe.
A little bit.
Looks like
Yeah.
about 4,000 rock musicians from the 70s
Right.
and 80s.
So, his mom had an affair with Bob Dylan. Anyway, it should be an interesting morning. Nevertheless. And then let me just go back here. Then Emmett Hirsch, The Wolf Shall Dwell with the Lamb, and those who have been in reform URJ circles. If you remember Richard Hirsch, Janet, do you remember him? Anyway, this is his son. It's a really another good book. I think he'll be a very interesting speaker. And towards the first weekend in April, Rabbi Josh Warshevsky, who is a musician, will be our scholar in residence through Cantor O'Brien. And then we'll end up with Readers Theater on May 16th. And Yom HaShoah is on a Monday. And, Jim will have to work that out as it gets closer.
It's a little early for that.
Yes, it is. Yes. Here. But I want there to be a placeholder. I want there to be a placeholder. Lynn.
Can I begin with offering a couple of suggestions here?
Sure.
Or may I begin? Anyway, I have tried 3 times to persuade you to look at Marv Berman, and
Oh, right.
Gary promised that he would help make the contact because he sees
Right.
him in the Mel group.
Right.
This would be perfect because of the patriotic songs that he plays on the piano. He's a phenomenal pianist who's
Yeah.
made albums. This is a sing along with the congregation. These are
Okay.
tunes they know, and they're World War II songs, and they're just we saw him at the Holocaust Museum. Susan Benjamin can attest to him as well because she thinks he
Yeah.
would be fabulous.
What do you think he would cost us?
Oh, I would tell him that, we pay 300.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm going to tell him that
he,
Lynn said.
you know what? He is not in this for the money. He goes
Okay.
away all winter. That's why I think
Yeah.
you got that
Okay.
early date. Then, second of all, and I only have these two, we just finished a class at Northwestern.
Oh, I
And
love Northwestern.
oh my God, this young woman professor
Yeah.
is a positive psychologist. I had never heard of this field, but they're in the business of focusing on happiness and well-being.
Mm-hmm.
And she gave 8 sessions on this. I'll just give you an example of some of them. resilience and grit,
Oh.
social connections, kindness and compassion, um, how to create a positive community. Um,
Is she
honestly,
Jewish?
I don't think so. Gary asked me that tonight. I don't, her name's Wendy Gardner, but she is just so delightful. People loved her. And
Okay.
she is offered to come back to meet with the participants out of class to do
Okay.
anything they wanted to do, like a book club or whatever. So I think she is, um, I would hope I would get in touch with her.
Do
I
you
don't
have her email?
no, I don't have anything. It's on the website, and I will get you all the information if you're interested in her.
Yeah, sure.
But
I mean, what do other people think?
I think we need it in this environment. I think we need positive vibes wherever we can get them.
Yeah,
And
I,
she did one on wealth and well-being, and showed the role of wealth and how that is not necessarily the key to well-being. But
Mhm.
in every class, she gave homework to people for what they need to do to focus on she did a class on aging and well-being.
Lynn,
um
Lynn,
yeah, yeah.
this sounds like, she's good, but it sounds like a lot of stuff that's going around now about positivity for aging that,
Well,
you've got.
it's not all on aging, believe me. That was one session.
Yeah, there's there's a person at Stanford, there's a person at Penn, there's a person at Yale who run these courses on positive psychology, happiness, and in each institution, they're the most popular classes. People can't get into them. They're like the
Fascinating.
highest rated classes at these places. So I think there would be a lot of people interested in it.
It was, I have to tell you, this was the best class we've taken, and I've taken since 2001. I've taken classes there, and I'd say this was probably one of the best that we had because of her personality. She is just dynamic,
Yeah.
and people just participated in discussion. Whether you want this interactive, I'm sure she could do something interactive if you wanted it to. But I have to see if she's ever done this and if she wants to do it, and I will talk to her. But I wanted to get your interest.
Yeah,
There are a
let
lot of
me
people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can see I'm looking her up. She's at here, wait one
it's
second.
a WENDI.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, okay.
So is it possible? So the problem with a one-shot deal is there's only so much
I
in a very broad area,
right.
and I'm wondering if we could get a little bit more of a series. It doesn't have to be 8 or 10, but
No,
yeah.
I was thinking that same thing as I was, writing my notes here, because some of these just fit together so beautifully.
Yeah.
Um,
It would be, I'm gonna contact her. It'd be interesting to see if she has anything to say about this book mattering. Because if we could arc those two together, because both of them have to do with happiness. And let me see what I can do.
and what was so great about her is that she had research data to back up everything she said. And
Oh, fascinating.
she gave that information with each concept that she taught. And she
Yeah.
mentioned the names of the researchers. So I just thought the whole thing was um engaging. It was interactive. It was just, I mean,
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
everything that we would enjoy in a
Okay.
class.
Great.
I think it sounds great. Check it out, Vanessa.
I will.
And,
I'm on it.
and even though you know, what she has, you know, what she's doing now isn't a one thing, it's a series. You know, ask her what she
That's
thinks.
exactly, believe me.
And,
That's why I
you
like
know,
to
if it,
talk to them to see.
you know, we could do something as an overview
Yeah,
and then we have follow-up programs, but I think it
exactly.
sounds phenomenal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
I also got
So,
an email, as we say in Hebrew, dafka, just today, and I said I would bring it up here. Somebody who used Leslie Reskin Nealon, and she was a member of Solel, that she's I don't know if she's repping this person. She didn't get back to me. But this woman from Israel has, and I think they're movies, but one is a movie on Colleyville, and that's the congregation in Texas where the rabbi took the chair and got everybody out. And the other one is On the Map, the uplifting story of Maccabi Tel Aviv's historic 1977 championship victory, a powerful celebration of hope, perseverance, and Jewish pride. And screening can be filed by a live or virtual question and answer. I mean, I don't know that we have the forum, and I also, well, tell me what you think, and then I'll tell you what I think.
You know,
Yeah.
it sounds like we're getting a theme here of resilience and happiness and action. And I think it sounds good. I think that, and I
Okay.
like the idea that it's that it's movie. It's, you know,
Okay.
we're not,
Yeah.
I don't know.
The one thought that I had was what anniversaries are coming up between now and the end of the year or early in
Yeah.
next year? And it sounds like this is a 50-year anniversary of that event,
Oh,
1977.
77. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we
All
can
right.
schedule it for first part of 27
Yeah.
and it would fit in with, looking back over and a 50-year milestone.
Yeah. So let me, I have to see if this is cost prohibitive. And we always struggle with, oh my God, I'll think of the word. Um, you know what I'm going to tell you?
Budget.
The rights.
Oh, the copyright?
Yes,
Okay.
the copyright. I don't know why I can't. I was just having this conversation
I
with someone
know.
that I can't get it. So we have to see how we can show it, and what do we have to buy? And it's interesting. I hit reply and said nicely, how much is this going to cost? So it'll be
Mhm.
interesting to see if this is within our budget, if we could do it, if we could do one or two. So
You know, I was just thinking about Wendy as well. I don't know for you who have legal backgrounds about intellectual property and if Northwestern would figure in here, but I think that's something we probably have to no, you don't think so, Bob?
yeah.
Okay.
listen,
You think
we had a speaker last year, Elliot Sussman. He grew up at Solel. I adored it. He wouldn't let me record it, nothing, because it's his intellect. I mean, it was his intellectual property. So
right? Well, this
it
is
might,
hers too.
yeah, it might depend on the speaker.
Yeah.
But Bob, you don't think Northwestern would have a problem?
Not if I mean, professors are allowed to give lectures outside and, just like rabbis do weddings out,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think they own the person on their own time. But
Yeah.
You know, Vanessa, have you talked to Danny at all? Does he have anything that
Oh,
yeah,
Danny Green.
yeah.
Listen, I still want to get the other brother.
The other brother is studying to be a rabbi.
But he used to be the head of
I,
CNN in Jerusalem.
I know, but I
Come
think
on. He's got to remember that.
uh,
The other brother has got to have. I will talk to Alan. I'm going to write this
all
down.
right. The
Alan
only
Green's
thing
boys.
he is so overloaded right now. I
Oh, the
mean,
boy. All right.
oh, but you know, it doesn't hurt to ask,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Doesn't hurt to ask. But I'm thinking if I think Danny's giving a class at Northwestern.
I'll find out.
I don't know what he's doing, but you know what? Talk to him and see if there's anything that he might want to
Right.
share.
Right.
Vanessa, what happened with the Obama Center? You had mentioned that at one point
Yeah.
4 weeks ago.
It's fraught with complications of you have to give them numerous dates, and if we were to get a bus, and how many people and how many tickets, and it's expensive, and I mean, I know we all want to go, and I think it would be great, and I'm trying to work on it.
Okay.
Tell me what this
I think you'll
is.
get a big turnout, but
What is this, Jim? I don't
Going to
think
the
The
Obama
Obama Center?
Library.
it's
Oh,
opening this week.
yeah, you know
Yeah.
what? They are really backed up on
Bingo.
yes,
You
and
start
someone
now, we might be able to get something late in the fall or in the winter.
well, somebody
Exactly.
Well,
suggests
yeah, and I suspect that in 2 years it won't be as big an issue. But right now, it's
Yeah.
going to be a hot ticket.
But I would say,
Somebody's-
knowing our membership, they don't want to wait 2 years.
Yeah.
Well,
If they
then
get a
they'll go.
choice.
They can go. They don't,
Yeah.
they can go.
Right. I mean, and it's $30 ticket price, and we have to decide what we want to see there, and then are we going to have a meal there? And then the bus, I'm not sure, but I would imagine it would be at least, even if we filled, and I assume you'd want a coach bus going there, it would be at least $20 to $30 per person to do it, and
Why
I mean, all
couldn't-
of that
why
has to
couldn't
be.
why couldn't we carpool? I mean, why would we have to take a bus?
There's probably
There's a-
parking fees there too.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I
Oh.
heard a lower price. I think there's a lower price for seniors.
Uh,
Have you
Okay,
checked that
Yeah,
out?
it's
23.
26 or something like
20
that. Illinois
Right, right,
residents, I
right,
think. Yeah.
right.
26.
I will continue to pursue is my and Mary, who couldn't make it, wanted to say, now I have to find what she wanted to say. Sure, it's right here somewhere. Let's go back here. Here we go. She wanted to say, oh, love letters. I already talked about that. You know, what time, 2 or 3. So we'll have to see. And depending on how much it costs, should that be free admission? I always say yes, but Readers Theater, that we've got that scheduled for May 16th of next year. You know, Mary said we need to improve our announcements and communications. She wants it to go out 2 months ahead of time. And I can tell you, the communications people have every committee saying, get ours out, get ours out. And they wouldn't let us do that. But we can think of other ways to, we can think of other ways to get it out. I don't know what to tell you. Lynn.
Talking about money.
Yeah.
Oh, did you want to say something, Vanessa?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Because I've almost finished the year. Back in the day, I used to do a bookmark, a literal
I was
bookmark.
just going to say a bookmark.
Right. And although the high holy days are early, but if I get on it right now, and if we gave a bookmark out and we kept giving it out, that would be fantastic. So I'll let Mary know that we're thinking about that.
People
Okay.
are
I'm
still
sorry, Lynn.
asking, years later, people are still asking regularly, where is the
I know,
bookmark?
where's the bookmark? Yeah.
And when you would be in services and it actually served as a bookmark.
Yes, it did.
You got it at services. And
Okay,
if you were bored, you could start reading the bookmark.
Janet, I thought that's what you were going to say, that because you get it during services, it
Right.
gives you something to read. You read my mind.
Okay.
Yes, Lynn.
All right. So I want to talk about money a second.
Yes.
Several of us were talking one day, particularly after Susan and Jay give this program at this temple in Florida, and they make
Yeah.
thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And I know how Jay feels about charging congregants for his performance. Did you ever consider, or did we ever consider having the programs free for members and a suggested donation for non-members?
No. I mean,
Is
I
that
look
the
at,
same? It's not the same thing. I mean,
listen,
he wouldn't
you'd
be.
have to fight Jay on this, but I will tell you I'm right behind him. I look at adult enrichment and his programs as loss leaders, that you get people in the building and then perhaps they join. And people do donate to the music fund when they're there. That's something that would have to go before the board, not, I don't,
Well,
I don't, it's not under the purview of this committee.
okay.
Right, Bob?
I think I might go before the board.
I mean, our representative on the board
honestly-
is Bob.
Bob.
Yes.
Well, can I just,
Okay.
I would like to, okay, perhaps you'd like to go before the board, but I don't agree. So,
Yeah. See,
Well, you
I,
know what?
I, hold on.
right.
hold
Let
on.
Janet finish.
There's other sides of this, but if you go to the board, you're going for yourself. You're not
That's
going
what I
for
was just going to say. I
committee.
would not
Okay,
go.
but
as a-
I believe that this is kind of a benefit of membership. Okay, and I do not want to be charging for, we have never charged for any adult enrichment programs, and I wouldn't do it. And now the notion of having people come in from outside, that is something that I think could be considered.
Was a
I know
time
that
we
one
did.
time we ran out of room. It was so huge. And it's because Jay talked with people at Bethel in Northbrook and said, "Oh, you should come." And they put it in their newsletter.
Well,
So we
and
had a whole bunch of Bethel people
Right.
there. And that bothered me that our people couldn't find seats, could barely get in the door, and people were coming from other congregations. That if there was a way to do that, I might be open to it. But I do
There
not want
was
to
a
be
time when we brought it up during programs for outsiders that there is a cost and encourage them to make a voluntary donation. I agree with you about charging members. That's a different issue.
Right.
no,
But
I did
mentioning
not.
it is something we actually did do.
Blair, I see you. 1 minute. Let Jim finish. Go ahead. All right, Blair.
So I remember a time when I went to adult ed at Lakeside, and there was a donation, a voluntary donation. If you wanted to make a donation, you were allowed to do that. So could we not do something like that?
I
don't
had
think-
it out
I-
on Sunday. I had
Okay.
it out on Sunday and we got $25.
All right, wait a minute.
Yeah. You're talking about a tip can kind of thing? Is that what you're talking? Okay.
No,
Yeah.
that's not. Look,
No.
first of all, I did not say I'd speak for this group. I said I would go before the board and talk to them about it. I would not charge members. I did not say charging members. And I think that, I don't know if you have any idea the amount of work that Jay and Susan put into these programs.
Hey,
I don't know
what about me?
Okay, we know that, but I don't know if other people know about that. I'm not saying every program that we do that.
Can we move on, because we heard what you had to say, Len. We know where you're coming from, but understand not everybody agrees with you. Okay.
I certainly agree with
okay.
you, Janet.
Okay, so let's
I will continue what Mary wanted us
Right.
to look into.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, I lost it again. No, here it is. She also said we need to continue to broaden our offerings. Our spiritual offerings include Torah study, Musar, and other individual offerings. but maybe classes in other biblical topics. I would say we do some of this, and it would be. But she also mentions, should we do something dealing with grief, stress, and mental illness? I will tell you, we have something coming up in August. Craig Goldstein, whose wife was killed in the July 4th Highland Park shootings, is going to come talk to us about trauma and facing it with koach, with strength. So we are doing a little bit. And she said, why doesn't the temple allow a yoga or Tai Chi class or dance or some other type of exercise class? I can't answer that. She also wanted to know, do we need to consider another survey to each household to reassess the needs and interests?
That's a good idea.
A good idea.
A new survey?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Good idea.
If you look in our files, there are several different surveys that we sent out during the years. So they could
Yeah,
be,
so
they could help.
this survey that we would send out, it would be more technologically savvy, not that you weren't, but then it would hook us, we would have reports. There's so much more now that you can do with surveys.
Yeah.
And I have to see what our what Shul Cloud allows us to do, and who knows how to do it. We can look at that.
Todd Rosenberg is chomping at the bit to teach a class. It's crazy. He's teaching classes at other temples. And he would love to teach a class, especially now that he's fully retired. His wife is retiring. And he has a number of good ideas. He was talking to Jerry Frank on Sunday about different topics. He can easily teach a class with Rabbi Mafik. He can do it by himself. So I don't know. It obviously wouldn't be a Sunday morning thing.
Right.
So I don't know schedule-wise how that would fit in, but I think there are people, and I think Mary Soloff touched on it, the idea of a class with more, Judaism and more of a religious knowledge bent. And he's great. I mean, he wrote the book. I mean, so I would love to see him teach. And I think there's people, even if you get 20 people who, it's. So I think we should figure that out. And also, again, I hate to say, bring it up again, but Scott Lazar, I know, wants to teach that, do the class on the show.
Okay. Funny you should mention that.
I didn't hear the end of his sentence. Class on what?
Shofar blowing.
Oh.
So August 30th is the religious school. They're having a big family friendly, a big program, and he'll be teaching at that.
Oh, okay.
So
good.
I made sure.
Right.
I said, for the love of God, tell me you contacted Scott Lazar because he wants to do this. I didn't say that, but that's what I meant. All right, well, let's go back to what Mary said about Tai Chi dance, blah, blah, blah. Thoughts?
This is.
Or Janet, whoever, go ahead.
There's so many places that offer that kind of thing. Every senior, every community center. I don't know if we need to be another one of many that offer that, but I don't know what other people think.
We've actually had some people who have asked to do it for our women's programming. And, the problem in my mind is, what's the connection to being a synagogue or being Jewish, or even, at least with the women's programming, you could say, well, there's certain things that really are like yoga, chair yoga for women. Okay. So you could justify it. But that's my feeling, is that I don't know that you can go too far afield. You need some kind of a link to who we are. We're not just, a general institution doing education program.
Yeah, Lynn, then Blair.
I agree with Janet. I think the mindfulness is really a connection to our when we are in our services and the the quiet reflections and all of that, that emphasis on examining your soul and all of that. I took a mindfulness class at the Botanic Garden and it was not great. I have not really seen it done in a way that I could use it. I would love to see somebody lead a group in mindfulness.
Can I just say some? I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm thinking, and I don't want to forget this. I saw Rabbi Bellows. Vanessa, do you know her? She's
Yes,
at
of course.
Betham.
Yeah.
She led a meditation that was very Jewish and very meaningful, and people were almost in tears.
You know
And she
that we've
did it
had
at
Rabbi Nina Mizrahi lead us, and we've done that in the Botanic Gardens.
Okay. Anyway, I'm just saying that if this is something we wanted to do, it it included Torah and it included things that made it very Jewish, but it
Yeah.
was definitely a meditation. So if we decided to do something like that, I would ask her. She did a phenomenal job. I think it
Yeah.
was the
I mean,
highest rated program of any I went to.
Okay.
If you're going to do a questionnaire, ask the people how many
Yes.
people are interested in it.
I think in the survey
That
we can
makes it
touch
pretty
upon that.
straightforward.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it sounds great.
Yeah. Blair, did you want to say something?
What about Israeli dance? Some form of dancing,
Mm-hmm.
real, but embodying both body and soul.
Right. Right.
Active.
Mm-hmm. I think it would be easiest to convince people to do that after some type of simcha or, after some type of celebration. If people want, again, this isn't our sweet spot. And if people want Israeli dances, there's professional places to go. But if we could tie it into something, that would be great.
Mhm.
Like, when we dedicated the building, when we, whatever. So, yeah. Let's see if she, okay. Okay. And as always, if you have any ideas for next year, just let me know. I'm really going to try hard to button down our schedule by, I want to say, I'm going to try by July so that Ricky can work on it and it's ready to go because the high holy days are right after Labor Day.
When are they? Excellent.
Yeah, it's on the calendar, but I think
Very
September 11th.
very, very early September.
Yeah, September 11th.
Like everything is done Sukkot. I mean,
Yep.
it's done basically like by the first weekend in October. It's
Yes.
done.
You are correct. The Rosh Hashanah is Erev Rosh Hashanah is Friday, September 11th. Yes, Lynn.
One other thing we had also discussed in the past was having an author panel,
Right.
which we never
We didn't.
followed.
Yeah.
We didn't follow up. Ron Balson, who used to belong
Right.
to Solel Bar. What's her first name?
Lisa Barr.
Lisa Barr. And there was one other one that I think, the idea of, to me, it's interesting that authors tend to gravitate toward the Holocaust themes. Are there any other Jewish themes that authors could write about other than the Holocaust?
So, I will share with you that we're part of the Jewish Book Council. My books will be up in the lounge as soon as the shelves are built. But I sat through 3 I sat through 3 days of authors, giving me their elevator pitch for 2 minutes. And the majority were about the Holocaust or
Holocaust.
memoirs. And, you know, it, I'm not saying that obviously we need Holocaust books and all of that, but it's really fascinating. And I think that as survivors die out, we're going to have more and more and more. And you just some of them are self-published, some of them are uh, it's things that we there was a book on Anne Frank. So, we just have to be, there are other topics. They also write about Israel. They write about, the Jewish community. They write about that type of stuff. But I'd say Israel and Holocaust are the main things.
Well,
Vanessa,
I'm thinking about Philip Roth kind of person who wrote about different Jewish communities.
Yeah.
If we could find somebody, um,
You mean
who,
somebody who's not a misogynist,
yeah,
arrogant, Me Too
or
person?
is an expert in Philip Roth literature or
Are you
something like
kidding
that.
me? Not on my watch, Lynn, not on my watch. I can't stand him. I
Oh
know he was a great
no.
author. How about Saul Bellow?
I don't know.
We'll see.
Don't over
Okay.
author it, Vanessa. We've got a
I
lot of books,
listen,
a
I
lot of
agree with
authors.
that. Thank you, Jim. I agree with that.
Vanessa,
Blair.
I don't
And
understand what
Wait,
that
Sandy.
means, Jim,
What
over
that means is
author.
we had
right,
so many authors
right.
pushing their books, and people are beginning to say, "Do we do about anything other than that?"
Well,
Okay.
that's
See,
not,
I heard
we
complaints about it. It's too many
yeah, no,
books.
yeah,
but
no.
wait a minute. I
Yeah.
didn't belong to your temple at the time.
Right.
We didn't do that. So, I mean, how many people have been exposed to that now?
I think he's talking about now. I
Yeah, I
have,
am talking
Now,
about now.
now.
The
yeah,
last couple of
Now.
it's a
years,
And
we've
I
had
will
handful,
tell
more
Jim.
you,
authors.
at
We're
Lakeside, we didn't do a lot of books
Yeah,
at all.
right. It,
Well,
it's a,
we
it's a
had the
handful.
authors come
Right. Well,
to
that's what we
talk.
have. We still have
Oh,
that.
well, that
Yeah.
didn't turn out like that.
Vanessa,
What we
Blair.
used to do that I don't think we do as much of anymore, although some of this came out last Sunday when Evan talked, is we
Mhm.
used to have more conversations,
Mm,
community conversations on
Mhm.
topics.
Yeah.
And you know what? When you do that, you can run into problems too, because you get different opinions. So it takes a really, really good facilitator to be able
Yes.
to manage conversations with different points of view. I
I
think
think
they're
that's great.
wonderful. I
I
think
think
they're
that's great.
wonderful with the right facilitator.
Here, here.
Okay, I can tell you at Lakeside, we lost members over one adult enrichment program
Wow.
because it was not that there was almost like a fight that broke out within so a certain group of people who so disagreed
Yeah. That you do have to
and
be
left the
careful.
temple. So you do have to be careful of, but it was something that I think there's a crying out for it. People
Yeah.
really enjoy that, and
Yeah.
they wanted to do it last Sunday, but there wasn't a lot of
I
time
agree.
for it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
And
agree
I'll
with you, Janet.
and
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
people want it creates community, and I think that's the
Yes,
biggest danger with the program over the last several years is especially when the times start varying and we
Right.
don't have the breakfasts and so on.
Right.
That's people come for that, for the getting together with other people,
Right.
yes,
Here, here.
communicating
yes.
with them.
Yeah.
And you know,
That's
this
more
is
important than the
Blair,
program.
wait 1 second. Blair, then Sandy. Blair.
yeah.
That's so true. It is all about community. And one topic that is fascinating me is a blending of individual identity with Jewish identity. And I heard
God.
a presenter talk about that. And it did happen to wrote several books, but it's not about that. It's about her journey to become who she was and the complication of it with being born a male, but always having felt that she was a female, and just she's fascinating, and she'll be here June 25th. So I think her name is Yiska Smith, and somebody like her would be a fascinating presentation.
Okay.
So
Sandy.
Oh, I'm going to mention something you're all going to say, oh, God, no. But I think one of the biggest
right.
situations today is anti-Semitism
Oh.
and how we can handle it personally, what part we can play in helping to overcome it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's very important, our interrelations with non-Jews, and not being afraid to, work on this, because it's really big. It's really big right now, whether we want to look at it or not. It's there.
We heard a lot of that came out on Sunday. That's really, to me, that's a lot of what the conversation was about.
Mm-hmm.
Was about anti-Semitism.
Yeah.
I don't know. The issue is, I don't really think there are solutions. That um, I think it's not that we shouldn't discuss it. It's just that people are not going to leave with, here's the way, here's a solution, or here's something you can do about it. Because I personally don't think that exists. And it's not just anti-Semitism. It's racism. It's just so many people who feel the need to put others down. And I don't think that's ever going to go away. So yeah, yes, we have to live with this. Okay. And we have our coping mechanisms, but if if there are people who have some solutions, but I've never heard any.
I will tell you this, that
Can I just
wait,
say this?
1 minute, 1 minute. On Sunday, two people came up to me and said they saw Giant in New York, which is about Roald Dahl, who is a very popular children's author who is a rabid anti-Semite. So if that play comes to Chicago, I would immediately get tickets, and it would have, I'm sure, it would have a great discussion, not unlike what we had on Sunday. Okay, Sandy, then Lynn.
Whether we like it or not, October 7th has been turned around so that we are the aggressor, as if we attacked first. And unfortunately, there are a lot of Blacks, a lot of Hispanics who have suddenly become very anti-Semitic and are joining Palestinians in working against the Jewish community. And we all, whether we like it or not, we represent Israel. And I think that it's really important, in a nice way. I never used to talk about Israel with my Gentile friends, but I feel now I must, just in soft language. It's just, I don't know how to do it, but we have to do it.
Mm-hmm. You know who was fantastic about that, and he has since passed away, Ron Miller. But I can still remember, this has to be 40 years ago if it was a day, that he was, how do you talk to Jews and Gentiles about Israel? And I don't think Jim Kenny could do that, but and Ron Miller had been a priest, so it would be interesting to find somebody to at least talk on that topic.
That's a little bit different topic.
Yes, it
And
is.
it's educational.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lynn.
I'm going to go back to Wendy Gardner, whose her last session was on how to create a positive community. So that would be really helpful in getting people to understand, how you can get people of different beliefs to gel. But I want to just say one thing. We just in my
Ask a
bridge.
question. Wait,
Wait, can
Lynn,
I?
Lynn,
I'm going to forget this if I
but I'm
don't say
going to
this.
ask you a question. Okay, go ahead. Then
Go
I'll
ahead,
try
then,
to.
Janet.
In my
Okay.
bridge group, our discussion after bridge was how we were raised. Were we raised as uh, America first or Israel as Jew first? And we got into a huge discussion about that because it's so relevant to today and our identities. And I think that how we were raised and how we were parented and the environment in our home has created a lot of this conflict that we're talking about. But it wouldn't come out naturally. I mean, we know all know each other, but in a dialogue of people together in a room bouncing off these ideas and how they came to be, I think would be very enlightening without it being antagonistic. So,
So my question of you is that
yeah,
the person you talked about who does the positivity, is
yeah.
this is it talking about her lecturing about us and how we can have more positive lives, or is it something where we learn how to create communities around us that are more
You,
positive? Those are
she
two really different
very
things.
different. She is more proactive in how we can do. How do we create a sense of well-being? What do we do to make our lives? The last
Not
she did
just our
talk
lives, but like communicating
everybody's.
with others. Let's
She
say, how to have a conversation that Sandy is asking us to have, okay, which can be difficult. How to have that and have it become positive and and done in a positive way,
Well,
Right.
which is
I think the topic Sandy brought up is so broad and complex that that would be very difficult in an adult enrichment
I'm
setting.
using it as an example, okay, that
Well, I mean, you have to set if you're gonna have a topic like that, you have to set up parameters. You have to you have to do some staging here before you can even
absolutely.
have the dialogue. So she did that. I unfortunately we were out of town for her first two sessions, but that's what she does before each of her presentations. She said there's a staging, there is a preface to all of it. There's a backstory, and which I think you need in any kind of conflict situation. And I'm not sure that I think this is more than what what we're given as a task for
I
adult
suspect it
enrichment.
probably is. I suspect it probably is, but I was just curious because, I mean, if there was a way to take what her conversation is and give us things that we can do to
Right.
create
Well, I
positive
think
relationships would be great. If
oh,
I
not,
good.
again,
okay.
this book that Evan is going to do, Mattering by Jennifer Wallace, talks about how we can do this, how to make people feel like they matter. And I think that that is the basis of some of this. So, that could be a nice little arc. I'm going to talk to Wendy and see what she can do with us.
That would be great. That
Yeah,
would be great.
yeah,
I will also mention that URJ has been doing some training in terms of how to have conversations, like even within your own congregation about things like Israel, because Israel has different meanings to different people
yeah.
and what
And
that means.
unfortunately,
What does
it's a,
it mean to be a Zionist
yeah.
has very different feelings. Anyway, they've been doing training with people in terms of how to have conversations that are not in your face conversations,
Yeah.
but are move towards not necessarily agreement, but comfort, with other people's perspectives.
You know,
So
we,
there are some people who have been doing this.
before our merging, um, we were working with the kids going off to college who we know were going to be talking to people. And we found that many of them did not know how to answer kids who were not Jewish. And this is the college campus is really rife with conflict about religion. So I think if I know we're adult education, but the parents of these kids who are going off to college, this would be a good audience for them on how do you teach your kids to confront anti-Semitism. I didn't do it. I didn't confront anti-Semitism till I got into college. I think these kids are confronting
So
it all the
even
time.
Lynn, even that topic, I don't know that I want to teach my kids to go out there and confront. I
Oh,
want
no,
to
we're not
teach them
talking
to have the
answer.
resources to have a discussion.
Absolutely.
And those are, I'm gonna, yeah, these are all really good ideas. And let me go back to the drawing board and see what I can come up with. And I will let you all know. And we're going to work on the survey and all of that. And so, yeah, it's 8 o'clock. We usually, if there's anything else. So July 12th is Cantor O'Brien. June 30th is Yonatan Ayal, virtual, it'll be online. And I think Cantor O'Brien's is going to, I'm not sure if his is going to be hybrid enough. Again, if he does music, there's copyright issues. So I'll be, watch your Macomb at home to see what the what on both of those. And please register so we have enough lox and bagels. Although, again, if you weren't there on Sunday, we had plenty of lox, which I'm very proud. I'm very proud of. It always kind of got me if we ran out of lox, but we had plenty of lox, and it was a great morning, and people got to schmooze. And Jim, I totally, completely agree with you. I mean, it's, and people, we're past COVID enough. People really want to be back in person, and I think we really need to encourage that. So. Any other comments or questions? You know where to find me. Any other last comments?
I was
yeah.
thinking about something. Why couldn't we have a town hall here where we had a topic and said, in the past, in the weekly announcements, town hall day, or something like that for a
You
chance.
should talk to David Morrison about that.
Okay. I don't know David Morrison.
He's the new president.
Oh, are you setting me up? Are you setting me
Nope.
up?
So Vanessa,
He should be the one to do a
something on
town
the
hall.
agenda. There's something on the agenda we didn't get to.
Oh, yeah.
Update on Vanessa.
Yeah. Okay. Mary wanted to be here, but I just wanted to let you all know that next year, May 1st, I am being transitioned to emeritus, emerita. I will have no official obligations or duties to Macomb after May 1st, 2027. And, we'll have a full year next year. And I'm also taking off December so that I can lengthen my time and not affect the budget. So that's the update.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for letting us know that.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Congratulations.
Yes.
Retirement is wonderful.
Yeah, I don't want to
Congratulations.
retire, Janet.
Uh,
Just know that. I'm still, Anyway, so yeah. So yeah, any questions, you can come see me, or again, David Morrison. He's your person.
Okay.
All right.
David is a very open guy. He loves to talk to
Absolutely.
people.
Yep,
He's
yep, yep, yep.
phenomenal.
Yeah, he's going to be great. Yeah, here. All right. I will
Okay.
hopefully see everybody Shabbat or at some of these opening
Bye-bye.
moments. If you
Thank
need anything, let me
you.
know.
See
All
you.
right.
All right,
Bye.
thanks.
Good night.
See-
Bye.
Bye.